Day 2 of the 30-day soul recovery dopamine detox journey. I wasn't going to do a recording. I just didn't want to be in front of screens. Even though I'm not on social media right now, I'm still in front of screens. And yeah, I just started to feel this pressure that I need to make these videos and then put them up on social media for allow people to follow the journey. But fuck that. Like, I may even be considering just not sharing on social media at the moment. Still doing my logins and just complete the 30 days authentically, completely away from the social media world, and also the comments and the interaction with others while I'm on my own personal journey. This has nothing really, what I really believe I'm kind of waking up to, as I spent some time in meditation tonight, is like, it's got nothing to do with anyone else. Like, we have to have this internal secrecy. It should be a sacred thing that we do to connect with God. As they say, going into the secret place is important. Yeah, I don't know how I'm going to continue on with this journey, but as I was laying in bed and about to read the word and just go deep prayer, and I was just laying there in gratitude. And one thing I was laying there, I was like, I'm not all in at the moment. And I started kind of beating myself up there a little bit. I started saying, if I'm not doing it 100, then what's the point? And the point is, it's to, when it comes to recovery, when it comes to healing, this takes time. And I think in the initial stages of any healing, I think awareness is really the beginning of the journey. And so right now, just in 2 days, I've already been so aware of how much I am craving my phone and the social network world and the cheap dopamine and wanting to scroll and communicate with friends just for the sake of communicating and being connected. And even posting, I was like, oh, I wonder what people think, and getting beautiful replies and messages of people saying, they're saying I'm brave for sharing and being vulnerable on this journey. And I was just like, I'm not brave. I'm just a broken man who needs God. And I think that is a heartfelt place to be in. It's a beautiful place to be in for me. Because as the scripture says, when I am weak, you are strong, Lord. So in my weakness, God can show up. God can actually come into the place where I have no strength to really fix it and show me how much He loves me. And I think that's beautiful. And that's where I'm at. And that's awesome. But at the same time, God doesn't allow me to stay in weakness. God reminds me of who I am and reminds me of my true identity through my faith in believing in Jesus. And, I'm not here to preach, but I'm just here to show you, for me, when I'm going down this spiritual journey and understanding my true identity in truth and love, that strengthens me. That gives me peace. That casts out doubt. That casts out fear. So, yeah, but in this time right now where I am weak, where I'm vulnerable, He's coming in and showing me and revealing to me how much reliant I am on this rather than God, rather than spirit, rather than being in the present moment, how reliant I am on this, just due to maybe how much pain I'm in, how much fear I'm actually operating in. And that's awesome. Like, that's what I'm loving about day 2 and the awareness I have. Because the thing with these, particularly with phones, man, you don't even realize you're addicted to it, right? You go anywhere and people, like, even in social events, people are just on their phone, not even looking at their friends. With and if we're missing our phone, we feel like we're fucking naked or something of this nature. We're like, we have this like anxiety. And it's insane. Like, that's insane, right? Like, And so what's the danger of that is you don't even realize. You just go into this automatic mode. It's like you're robotic. It's just like something's really driving you. Like it's parasitic almost, where it's controlling you, calling you in, sorcery of like, look at me, look at me, look at me, look at me, engage with me. Not everyone's like that, but I notice I am. Okay, this is just my journey. Okay, and when you're on it, and maybe you just go on it for a specific need, but then out of nowhere, like a really cool caption hits you, or some form of like photo or video that looks quite intriguing and interesting or entertaining, and then you click on it, and then that's amazing. You're like, whoa, I kind of really like that feeling, and I wonder if I can get to the next, find another one like that, and boom, 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 next minute, it's 2 hours past. I didn't do that today, but I just realized how much it's affecting my work, how much it's affecting me to get work done effectively, and how much it affects my ability to be present in conversations with people and myself. And again, that's what I'm saying. That's our superpower as human beings, is our attention, is our focus. But we need energy for that. And I think these things, man, these distractions drain our energy. So yeah, I just wanted to go. I'm fascinated by this. Absolutely fascinated by this. I think I was laying in my bed, and I was like, man, I'm not interested in making heaps of money and doing all these crazy things that a lot of people have interest in. I'm like, what I'm mainly interested in is human behavior. Like just the concept of human behavior and what we engage in that harms us. And then what I'm really fascinated by, I think this is where this is a calling of mine. This is where I'm going to go deeper probably for the rest of my life, is the human being's ability to self-heal and how one does that from anything. Because we are incredible machines that have the ability to heal itself. But at the same time, what does one need to do that? I think it's complete high energy and high focus. And right now, many of us aren't focused. We're distracted. We're pulled from it away with distraction. And because of that, we get confused and we're looking at left, right, and center. What do I do? I don't know if this is my career. I don't know if this is the right partner for me because there's so many other options now. I don't know if to invest in this or what's going to happen over here. But we're just so bombarded with an overload of information that we don't know how to be discerning with it. And I think that creates a form of low energy and dis-ease within the body, particularly in the nervous system, causing so much fight or flight. We know that increases cortisol, and we know that high cortisol for too long can lead to inflammation, and that can start to affect the body's ability to heal. Simple, right? It's stress, and World Health Organization said that the 21st epidemic is stress. Low forms of chronic stress. These distractions can keep us in this near constant state of sympathetic dominance, this fight or flight, and that causes, we know, science has shown us that being in this state for too long can cause disease. So for me, what happened, my battery just died. And I was like, I've got to wait for my battery to charge. I'm not ready to go to bed yet. Maybe I'll just read the Bible and just chill and meditate. Or I could just have a quick look at my phone. And I was like, you alluring son of a bitch. But what I'm so grateful for is I haven't perfected being super spiritual and being in love and understanding and allowing traumas and pains and fears and doubts and all these things to be healed. But I'm making progress already in 2 days, because straight away I could see the alluring effect of the phone. I could see what it could give me. And I was consciously aware of this. And I think that is the big part of self-healing, is that you become consciously aware of what is harming you, distracting you, energetically draining you, and robbing you of your focus. and I'm aware of it. Doesn't mean that it's still not tempting. Doesn't mean that I don't want to do it. So, but I also didn't want to do this other super spiritual thing, which was reading the Bible and being in prayer. I was like, okay, I'm just going to be. And then compassion came over, and I just asked my body, what do you need right now? And that was the game changer. And just needed stretching. It needed a good foam roll, and that's what it needed. And I just did that for 20 minutes, and I feel bliss. I feel bliss. Rather than being on my phone and distracted and stimulated, I feel at peace. I feel relaxed, and I feel I'm ready to go to bed now. So that was my day 2. Awareness is equally as healing than the healing itself in the beginning. That's my message to myself. That's the revelation I've received, and I look forward to day 3.